Did any of you know Gatsby, since you all attended his parties?
I heard he killed a guy.
I heard he's a German spy.
Yeah, I knew him. He was a relative of the Kaiser. Wait, no, he was a bootlegger.
Jay Gatsby was a charismatic man known for the large parties he frequently threw. He created an environment in which everyone could enjoy themselves and have fun. Unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago, Gatsby was found dead. What seems like a simple murder, a man getting revenge for his wife's death, actually involves an affair and some misunderstandings. I was interested in finding out what really led to the death of Jay Gatsby, so I interviewed various people and listened to their stories. My research led me first to Gatsby's father. How did you hear about your son's death?
I saw it in the Chicago newspaper. Sad his life was cut short. He had an excellent future ahead of him. Possibly would have led this country.
Do you know who killed your son?
Yeah, some lunatic, Mr. Wilson.
Do you know of a Daisy Buchanan?
No, that name doesn't ring a bell.
What can you tell me about your son?
He's a self-improving man. Here, let me show you.
Gatsby's father then showed me a copy of Hopalong Cassidy, which held a schedule. Rise from bed, 6 a.m., dumbbell exercise and wall scaling, 6:15 to 6:30 a.m. Study, electricity, etc., 7:15 to 8:15 a.m. Work, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Baseball and sports, 4:30 to 5 p.m. Practice elocution, poise, and how to attain it, 5 to 6 p.m. Study needed inventions, 7 to 9 p.m. The general resolves included no wasting time at Schaefer's, no more smoking or chewing bath every other day, read one improving book or magazine per week, save $3 per week, be better to parents. I was able to communicate with Daisy Buchanan, who was vague and seemed like she was holding back on futile information. This is how it went. Hi Daisy, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna ask you some questions regarding Mr. Gatsby.
Well, he was stationed in Louisville, Kentucky when he was still in the Army, and that was my hometown.
What do you think about him?
He's all I can say about him is that he had a big heart.
Can you describe your relationship with him?
He and I used to be really close.
What do you mean, close?
Let's just say we had a long history together.
I see. So, can you explain what happened on the day of Mr. Gatsby's death?
I mean, I could, but I'm not going to.
And why not?
I just don't think it matters anymore. I don't see why it's necessary to bring up old news.
Well, he was a longtime companion of yours. I'm assuming he would still matter to you.
Well, you assumed incorrectly.
Huh. Well, do you just not remember what happened that day?
Look, I have to go. Good luck with whatever you're looking for.
It's obvious that not many people knew the real Gatsby. However, one of the few people who did was Nick Carraway. It was Gatsby's last few weeks that he really opened up to Mr. Carraway. Nick was a very honest and accepting man. He seemed to be one of the more innocent ones in this whole ordeal. Hi Nick, how are you?
I'm doing alright. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Well, I just wanted to ask, how did you know Gatsby?
I moved in right next to him in the West Egg. The first time I ever met him was when I was invited to one of his elaborate and lavish parties he threw every weekend.
What did you think about him?
He was a mystery. It took me a while to get a feel of him. However, slowly but surely did I really find out about the real Jay Gatsby.
And who was the real Gatsby?
He was a dreamer. He was ambitious and only wanted one thing.
What was it?
Well, it was more of a person than an it.
Oh, who was it?
Miss Daisy Buchanan.
Huh. What did Gatsby want from her?
That's just it. He didn't want anything but her. Gatsby was in love with the very moment he saw her. Things just didn't turn out the way he wanted to, so he devoted his life to winning her back.
How did Daisy feel?
She was in a state of euphoria. Seeing him again sparked a new energy inside her that I had never seen before.
It sounds like an ideal love story.
You can say that again.
So, did Mrs. Buchanan play a part in the death of Mr. Gatsby?
Well, directly? No. It was all on Mr. George Wilson.
So she wasn't involved at all?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
The day before his death was hot. Mr. Gatsby, Daisy Jordan, Mr. Buchanan, and I were at the plaza for a night out. Tom, Jordan, and I got into Gatsby's car. As we drove, some lady wanted to speak to us. I am certain it was Myrtle. Later, Tom and Gatsby got into a fight about Daisy's feeling for the two men. Gatsby told Tom that Daisy never loved him. Tom then proceeded to tell Daisy and Mr. Gatsby to leave together back to Tom's house in order to show how their affair does not and will not affect him. It was just me, Jordan, and Tom in Tom's car going back to his house. Gatsby told me on their way back, Daisy was driving his car and was speeding to get home. Suddenly, Myrtle Wilson, George Wilson's wife, jumped into the middle of the street, thinking that the driver of the car was Tom. She then got hit and died on impact. In order to protect Daisy, Gatsby took the blame and told no one but me the truth.
Basically, Gatsby told Nick about his love affair with Daisy during the last few weeks of his life. This included the events that led up to his death. The misunderstanding that the car was Gatsby's and not Tom's led to the death of Myrtle. Tom told George the car belonged to Gatsby, leading to his revenge, but what none of them knew was that Daisy was actually driving the car. Gatsby took the blame to protect Daisy. He loved Daisy and wanted to make sure she was not harmed. When Gatsby saved Daisy, he unknowingly sacrificed himself for her.